Welcome to the Freud's Angels weekly reading, bringing the collective guidance and understanding for this week's energy.
Remember, never give your power up to a reader or a reading. You always have the power of autonomy. Hey, angels, the sound is different again. Oh my God, they've changed this recording thing where the sounds are so different. And now I don't know. Oh, okay. Hi, angels. Welcome to
We're
your
like
weekly
Pavlov's
reading.
dogs over here. Like, come on, guys. Can't change up
I
the
need,
sound.
I need my thudump. I don't need the ding. Anyways, welcome to your weekly reading. We are back. It's been a month, man. We've had a lot to go over in almost like 2 hours and 45 minutes. It was a long pregame because we both had lots to share. But we are reading from June 28th through July 4th. June is over. It's over.
Holy crap.
Yeah, lots happening on the astrological front this week. But let's get into the cards. Miss Vanessa, what you got?
Well, so the card that came out, the mermaids gave us the trust card. And when I first got it, I was like, like hilarious because as Grace was talking about in our pregame, we had lots of talks and trust was one of the things. And so I feel personally like this is, here for me, but it's here for everybody. I did pull it with the idea of the collective. So I'll try to separate those two things as I look at the 4 sticky notes I have on my desk to remind me to trust. Just being like, all right, this is a big lesson that I know how to talk about because I have to continually do it. So when I first saw the card, of course, that was my first reaction was, do you trust in the universe? I also feel, though, that what we're needing to do when we're having a conversation about trust, and this happens on the psychological front in sessions and also spiritually with myself and, spiritually in sessions too. We talk about trust as another one of the co-creations with our star makeup, right? Instead of it feeling like, because sometimes people will say, I trust the universe, but they trust the universe while they don't trust themselves, right? So it's this, I'm giving my power away to this other power because I don't feel like I have any, or I don't feel like I have influence, or I don't feel like I can do A, B, or C, or have A, B, or C, right? So that's what makes the card have a couple meanings. And the way that this mermaid is kind of holding her shoulder or her collarbone, I feel like I was doing some tapping yesterday because I've had a couple anxious days, man. I've been pulling everything out to just try to regulate everything. I'm like, man, I don't tap very often, but I'm going to do some tapping. But that is one of the points. And I wish I knew the exact Chinese medicine point of the collarbone, but I saw that right away when I looked on it as trust. And that is like a place sometimes, like our vulnerability of our neck and our jugular, right? Like we would want to protect that, right? Like if we were in some sort of battle. So right away I was kind of like, okay, yeah, like that's a soothing part of like everything's okay and safety comes from trust. So when we think about our relationship with trusting, I want you guys to think about if you do trust in a co-creation, which has a benevolent energy, right? It's here for you. The energy is here for you, but you still participate in it. It doesn't drive you. It's still you. It's all you. All of it is you. So that means you're going to have to trust yourself too, right? Like it's both things. Do I trust myself? Do I trust the way that I do things? Do I trust my viewpoints? Do I trust the way that I interact with people? Do I trust the people that I bring into my life? Do I trust that I can be safe no matter what? Do I trust that I have other energy that I can tap into that can help me in certain situations, right? Like trust is a big freaking deal. It is not just what sometimes ends up happening. Oh, I need to be able to trust because if everything goes exactly the way that I know that it's going to go, I can trust that I'll be safe, No, we
Yeah.
can't do that. We can't do
Yeah.
that. It has to be more free flowing. It has to be more, uh, how can I say it? Just ethereal is the word that's coming to mind. It's bigger than just us in the 3D, and it's bigger than just us and the universe. It's a whole bunch of different conversations to have. So
Yeah.
ultimately, I feel like it comes back around to us and this collarbone tapping lady of saying, okay, it's you though. It's you. And I'm tapping right now. You guys can't see it right now, but I'm tapping right now as I'm saying it. It's like, it's you. It's okay. It will be okay. You
Yeah.
can pivot, right? And that's what happens when you do tapping. You're saying things like that and tapping on different points, and you're allowing yourself to have different emotions, and you're feeling safe. You're creating safety. So, yes, the mermaids are here asking you to examine your relationship with the trust within yourself, but then also that trust in co creation, that trust in having a little bit of extra something that you can pull from that is going to be directed by what you trust, not necessarily what you want or what you ask for. So I'm just going to drop that one as a bomb.
Yeah.
What do we got over there?
Well,
What goes
and
with trust?
yeah. Yeah. And, and well, we're surrendering to non-action, which, if anything in this world you need to surrender to non-action, it's trust, right? Trust that things are going to
Kind
be
of a
okay.
nutcracker. Yeah,
Right,
like
I
this
know.
is what we were literally just talking about.
Okay. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Like, trust has a component of self-assuredness,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I love the fact that you were making the distinction between trust that can happen even when things don't go the way you want them to go. Like, you can still trust that everything will be okay, even if they're not happening. I noticed, so with this move, y'all know I just moved across country last week. So, or the, oh yeah, it's been a week. Like, I don't even know anymore. But like before, if things didn't go right, I'd be in such dysregulation. I'd be like, oh my God, I got to control everything because things don't feel safe. Survival, right? We're in survival. That's the way our nervous system. But so much of the work in the past 2 years that has transpired has helped me. Like, it doesn't mean that I don't get upset when things don't go the way that I want them to go. Like the like the trip across the country did not go the way that I wanted it to go. But at the same time, I trusted that whatever was happening, that it was still going to be okay. It just didn't look the way that I thought it would look, because I look at that through the lens of stress and worry and fear because of what would happen or what could happen. And I had to be here at a certain time to get my keys. And like, there was so many things. And so I was like, I can't, like, I was like, it has to be this way. And because I wasn't, because I knew that I was being flexible a little bit with like, okay, it doesn't, this is the way that I want it to go, knowing that it's going to go the way it's meant to go, but still that I'm going to trust that it's going to be okay on the other end. And it wasn't great, but it wasn't fun, but it still was okay on the other end. It was still, I was here exactly in the manner that I wished I was. I did the things that I had hoped to do when I arrived, and then did the whole thing happened. It was just, it happened in a different time frame. It didn't happen like, the third day wasn't easy. It was probably one of the hardest, right? But it happened. It
Yeah,
went exactly how
it
it needed
happened.
to, and it was okay on the other end. And
Yeah.
so it was just, so being able to let go of that and being just trusting that it's going to be okay. It doesn't mean that there wasn't a part of me that was a little bit like, ugh, ugh, like I could have just sat there and been like, okay, then we got to do this, and I've got to call this place, and I've got to call this place, and I've got to call them, and maybe they can stay later because we're going to be late. And like, I could have done all of those things because I was frantic and I was worried. But I was like, welp, this is what we're doing, and this is what we need to do, and this is what we got to do. But I always had this sense of like, you will make it on time. You will make it on time.
Mhm.
Regardless of how that happens, you will do that.
Right.
And I think, when we trust and we're stepping into non-action, it's not responding with the frenetic franticness of the worry and the stress and the fear. It's
Yeah.
being like, oh, I still have that in my being. Like I still felt anxious. I still felt worried, but
Right.
like, yep, I'm worried, but
Yeah, I still got the signal that says,
right,
"Oh no, this isn't what I thought was going to happen."
exactly. But I also was like, oh, okay. I also was like, yep, we're just gonna trust. We're gonna look at right now. We're gonna look at what we need to do right now and do the best we can on this day, and then worry about the next day when the next day comes. And so yeah, it's not easy. I telling you, I know it's not easy, but the more that we can trust that everything is as it needs to be, then the more we can just let it go. Like we can just let go of the franticness, the trying to control, the trying to make things happen. We can just be like, Spirit, this is what needs to happen. I don't know how to do this or how it's going to happen, but I need it to happen this way.
Yeah.
So,
Which is my new sticky note, literally, that happened this week. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it to y'all. It says, "You don't always know the best road. Let the universe lead. You'll get there. You always do." Bam, bam. I mean, I have to do this because I need to look at this stuff all the time to be like, man, you are in your I know everything, because that makes you feel safe. If it goes this way, then I won't have to worry about anything. But you have to think about what you're worrying about. Like, what you're worrying about is you can't pivot. And girl, you are the pivot queen. So
yes,
what are you
yes,
actually afraid of? When have you
yeah,
ever not been able to make the most delicious lemonade with whatever lemons came at you? Like
yeah,
that remembrance, right? In those moments, it can be difficult, but it's practice. I mean, everything is practice. Everything got there via practice. Repetition is what gives us everything, whatever. So if I want to be calmer and I want to feel more trusting of things, then I'm going to have to repeat to myself on a very regular basis, girl, it always works out, whatever it is.
yeah.
Sometimes you think, and sometimes you are like, oh, wow, that's interesting that I would have never known that. But here it is and it's better. So chill,
Chill,
trust,
chill.
don't do anything. Me and the inaction thing is
Oh God, it's hard. It's
God,
hard.
it's so much harder than I could have imagined. I did not realize how busy I was making myself.
Well, and how much energy we spend on trying to make control things. Yeah. I mean, even across the country, friends driving across, I even said to my co-pilot, I was like, look, just so you know, I could step into micromanagement. I do my best to try not to control things. I know that that's a thing I do, and I'm really sorry if it happens. Please don't take it personally, but just know this could happen. And I did. And I did my very best, but I still found ways to micromanage, even though I did my very best, right? I did. I did so much less than I would have done. But again,
Yeah,
I apologize every day. I'm like, I'm really sorry. It's not that I don't
sure.
trust you. It's just my nervous system is kind of freaked out. And so I
Well,
need
it's
a
also
little.
not something you're used to doing, right? Like,
Right.
so I mean, there's that part of us that's like, okay, here's a weird ass situation. Let's see how we handle it. We're
Oh,
gonna try
yeah.
real hard, but thank God we only have to do this.
Yeah.
Well, some people would
One
say
more
once
time.
in a lifetime, but for people like us, we just say often. Thank God we don't do it often.
Oh, yeah. Oh God. Yeah, no, this is it, guys. I'm home. I can't do it again. I
It's
can't. I
how I
just
feel.
can't.
It's how I feel. But I also am like, when I got to South Carolina, I felt a level of relief,
Yeah.
and I needed relief at that time, and
Yes.
that coastline did it for me at that point, and I
Yeah.
don't need relief anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel that different home part of it. I don't need relief anymore. I learned how to do all of the things I needed to learn how to do. So now it really is like a completely different set of home things that go with it. So yeah, I feel that for you. Just saying, this
Yeah.
feels so much more landed than any
Well,
other move. And when you've moved a billion times, you do know the difference between ones that feel like landing and ones that feel like falling into safety.
well, somebody said to me, they're like, "Wow, you are brave to move across country." I'm like, "Oh, friend, this is the fourth time I've done
Yeah,
this."
like I only move across country. How about that?
I'm like, yeah, I only do. Yeah. It's like, yeah,
I
sorry,
will
but
not move unless it's over 1,000 miles.
it's like, fuck. It's like, I don't know what the, yeah, no, this is, to me, this definitely feels like I am very much rooted. I'm very much at home. I am very much like, my soul feels calm. Like, and so, yeah.
Totally get it. Mhm.
And so,
Mhm.
yeah, no, we're not
I
doing
told
that.
you. I told you how I felt when I got here. Where I was like, "You've been to Kentucky 10 million times for
It's,
so many days you've spent in Kentucky, and you're here and you feel like you've lived here the entire time. Like, what the hell is that feeling? Like, oh, this is what people talk about when they say home. Oh my God,
yeah, it's really
didn't
amazing,
know.
to be perfectly honest.
Right? Yeah.
It's
Once
really
you feel it, and
amazing.
you're like, oh my gosh, wow, I did it. Soul, we did it.
Yeah,
We've
exactly.
ascended.
Exactly. Exactly. And, and I mean, it takes a lot of like, people are like, I don't know how you've done it so many times. I can't, I don't want to move. I hate moving. I'm like, you're just that person. I mean, but I, I think,
We hate it too, though. After we move,
yeah,
each one of us says, I'm never doing this again. And then when it's time, we're just like, oh my God, I can't not move.
yeah, I have no
So
choice. Like,
there's
it's
that to
like,
be said.
yeah, it's
Like,
true.
oh, you just haven't felt the fever. That's all. When you feel the fever, you just do it.
But I also, I look back and I look at my life and I look at my life in ways like I've had a very different life, of course, than everybody, but in my life, I've always looked for home. I've
Mm,
never ever felt home in the places I was in. I never
same,
felt like secure or safe, or
same.
I never felt like rooted in even on my grandparents' farm. Like I loved that, but that was like it just never felt home to me. And
Mhm,
so, as soon as I turned 18 and did the first year of college thing, I did my very best to move as far away as possible. And even then I didn't feel home. It was like I always felt like it was temporary, right?
yeah. Mhm,
I never felt
mhm,
safe somewhere. And so
mhm.
all of this movement, which every moment had to happen, right?
Yeah.
Every moment, every move I've done in the past, about 10,
Mhm,
11 years has been essential for me.
mhm,
None of that was wrong. Moving to North Carolina for 2 years was wrong because I needed to be there. I needed to work with that therapist that I found. I needed to collect the information, do the growth, do the healing. That was essential for me to be there to do that. But it was like this full circle moment in moving back here. And ironically enough, Jupiter is heading into Leo. The last time Jupiter was in Leo was June 2014 to June 2015. And July 2015 is when I left Pennsylvania. I had already known by June that where I was moving to of 2015, like because I had come here in May of 2015, which I did this year in 2026. And I moved to my brother's house in North Carolina for a couple of weeks, and I left the beginning of August, like a month I was there, and I left in the beginning of August to move here. And so this is like super full circle moment because Leo is going back and Jupiter's going back into Leo. And so like there's like this
dude.
weird cosmic I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
July 2014 was when I literally went down to Florida and picked out where I was going to live. And by June 2015, I was pregnant with my daughter that I never thought I could have. So, okay, Jupiter and Leo isn't something to be afraid of for
no.
me, except those were big things. So I'm kind of like, I don't think I'm ready for big things, but okay. I
But
wasn't ready for that either. And I guess I loved it. So good for me.
but
That's
think of it though.
wild.
Jupiter is the planet of luck, right? If you think about Jupiter and the planet of luck, Leo is in our third house. Leo, the third house of like, I think, what was it? It was a lot about um relationships. It was a lot
Travel.
about just short-term travel. Like there's a lot of things that happen. But if you think about it, all the things that happened that year were gateways for you to
Mhm.
experience a different kind of life,
Oh, 100%. Like that
right?
was probably one of the biggest shift time periods of my entire life.
You
Changed everything.
you got something you never thought you were going to have. Like you had Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure you were hoping, but like
No,
you
I
had,
had 1,000% given up. I mean, when you can only go through so many fertility treatments before you're like, wow, I guess my body doesn't do this. I mean,
yeah,
I had completely given up. I had already gone through my train wreck moment because of it.
yeah.
I
And
had given up.
you had a couple of other scares that you were in the ER for, you know?
Well, no,
So
that was one, and that happened the month before I got pregnant with her.
yeah,
That was it. Like that, and that was during that time period. Like,
yes. And so not only
holy
did you
shit.
make some big shifts in your life to begin like a massive healing journey, and you got the one thing you never thought you were ever going to have.
Yeah.
Like that's Leo, that's Jupiter and Leo.
That's and my sister being a Leo, I'm like, that is big Leo energy, actually.
Yeah. But
And my
Leo is
sister is like, I will get it. And I'm like, okay.
well, it's
Because I
true.
deserve it. You know, like, I mean,
Yeah.
Leos are like, why should
They
I
are
have
like,
it?
I
Have
am
you
the
met me?
sun. It is a party. Jupiter and Leo is a party, man.
Hell
So,
yeah.
so
I
y'all,
love that. Okay. All right. I'm good now. I'm saved.
Yeah.
From from
You're fine.
this panic that I've been having is starting to so, yeah. Okay.
Just think about, and it's not even about directing, right? It just happened by circumstance. You weren't actively looking to do those things. It just happened.
I couldn't not. I mean, when I visited Florida, I was like, I have to move here. And it was like not the first time I had visited Florida. It was just the time where I had to get the hell out for real, for real.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop myself from doing it. It was not an option.
Same. I couldn't stop myself from leaving PA. You embarked on your healing journey in a very magnificent like moment as I did mine in that same year. So it's this it's this moment. And so like when we think about Jupiter is the planet of luck. When we think about what it can do for us, think about where Leo is in your chart. What house is it in? For Gemini risings, it's our third house. And there's many different things. And for me, I mean, I don't think driving across country is short-term travel, but short. But
well, I know when people are like, "Oh, it took you 11 hours to get here." Wow, I'm like, "Wow, it's a short trip."
Yeah,
it's only one day,
right? So, and it took me only 2.5, whereas the first day, the first time I came, it was 3.5. I did 3.5 days, but I decided to just take a day out of it. Because I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to show up.
Yeah, we're just going to go. Love that about us. We just make a decision. And again, it does work out.
Yes, it's that. It's that thing. And I think too, is that Leo, I mean, because our numerology card for this week is the number 6 card, which is one of my lucky numbers. It's love. It's love. And, one of the conversations we've had recently in class, yesterday actually, was about, we were talking about one of my students was having a physical manifestation of being around certain people and like a symptom of their energy. Now, she was talking about how there are some people that just don't have any love in them. They're always just looking, and they're always just there's just always this constant like brashness, like always looking, for how people are treating them and how, they're trying to screw them over, or there's just no love. And she's been working with women, young mothers. And she's like, there is just sometimes there's people that are just, there's no love in them. It's vacant. Like when you have a child, there is a certain, it's not to say that every mother has this massive, overwhelming sense of, I love my child, because there are some mothers that don't. But she said, but there is a difference in these mothers that there is no sense of, it's like, oh, it's just a function. It isn't, there's no reverence for the life that has been created. It's just that it's a child, it's a thing they're responsible for, and there's no real love there. And not that that's wrong, but to be around that type of energy for so long.
Yeah.
She's like, I was so physically affected by it that I didn't know, I had to go to the hospital. Like she says, I didn't know what, and when we think about love and we think about the frequency and the energy of love, some people say it's the highest frequency. I don't necessarily, I'm on the fence about it. Love is a high frequency, but also authenticity is a high frequency. When you're in your authentic self and you're living your true self, and and every moment is your true self. But by authentic self, what I mean is you've deconditioned. You're taking off the
like
mask.
you're in soul versus
Right. You're in that space where you feel truly yourself, and you feel like the energy within you is truly you and not all the things, roles people have given you, all the masks, all the expectation, all the, self-recrimination. When you feel that, that is the highest frequency, because that is when shit can happen. And in a way that is like, wow, I am truly magical. Like, I am truly magical.
Well, is that not self-love?
Yeah, it is, but it's beyond self-love. It's self-belief.
Well, and when you described it, it felt more ethereal. Like it felt like being one with my star makeup, right? Like, which yes, I can totally feel that, of being like, love is one thing, but when I'm up in the ethers, it is a whole other thing. But we as humans need words, and that's why it gets hard, right? Like, is that because if I say the word love, like the way that I feel love might not be the same way that somebody else does, right? So when somebody says love is the highest vibration, maybe they haven't felt something that felt that way, right? So to them, it totally is. But to me, I might be like, no, I really love it when I'm just, you know what I mean? Like when I'm just kind of like being and existing and like in my stardust. That makes me feel amazing, because I feel no pressure, no nothing. I don't even feel, I'm just there. Like that feels so freeing. Right? Like freedom is way up there on my favorite feelings, but other people might feel really unhinged.
Well, and I think, and our relationship to the idea of it, because I don't see, I think self-love it's been used so much in a way that is not the truth of self-love. And my definition of it is vastly different now than it ever was. But like it was the carrot that many of us keep trying to reach, that we can't, because everybody tells us how to do it, but no one really, it never stays, it never sticks. There's all these other things that prevent us from loving ourselves and loving and protecting ourselves. Like for me, it's vastly different. And so when I hear self-love, I automatically go to the bypassy feeling. And that's why I don't think self-love is, but that doesn't mean that it isn't for someone else, right? Someone else has a different definition. So again, my definition of things doesn't negate anybody else's, doesn't negate everybody else's beliefs. It just, that's how I feel it.
And that's why we talk about this stuff, because we're like, guys, it's a feeling. What we're talking to you about is the feeling. We're throwing a bunch of words at it because the feeling of the vibration, the highest vibration that we can feel is the whole point of any of these conversations, is that feeling that feels the highest, whatever feels the highest, label it whatever the hell you want to. But yes, like that, it changes everything when you can access it.
Yeah. Sure. Absolutely. But, and when we think about non-action and we think about the idea of trust, right? And we step into the idea of love, and I think there's a certain point when we are truly comfortable in trust and non-action, that we realize that the love that is there for us via spirit, God, Jesus, universe, whatever, the divine, however you see that, whatever God, goddess, or being that you see, the benevolent, that love will always bring us what we need, right? That energy will always bring us the things that we need in order to succeed. I mean, even we were talking earlier about so many things have just lined up for both of us in some sort of weird way. And we're like, how does this happen? And it's like, well, we're very supported in the things that we're doing, because we're making decisions through trust and knowing when we don't need to act and trying to make it happen. We just allow it to happen. And that is how it just, it's easy to fall into those places when we can step into trust non-action. Because trust me, non-action is hard for a Gemini, man. I am air. We are air. All we want to do is move. We don't like being stagnant.
Stagnant air is gross.
Yes.
And so therefore I am gross when I am stagnant. I'm a cool breeze, man. I need to be one.
Yes. True story. So, sorry. Our numerology, our money magic card for this week. I align my vibration to attract money into my life. Full, sweet, true story. All right, let's talk about some of the astrology this week. I don't know all of it, girls, friends, boys, she, theys, whatever. I don't know all of it. There's so much. There's so much happening right now in the sky. This week is big. July is big in so many ways. I'll give you the high overview. Go find a favorite astrologer and just dig deep. Find a couple astrologers. I have found that I if I like read a couple of my favorite astrologers, if I read their take on the energies, I find that the combination of the two of them, not one has the exact feeling that I get. And so when I kind of bring a couple together and hear it, I'm like, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Like putting them together, like they have different facets of the astrology and they together it feels whole. So don't just stick with one. Do what you want to do, girls, friends. It's fine. It's fine. But
just a tip, just in case.
Yes.
If something feels incomplete, you can go somewhere else. It's okay.
Trust me. But the biggest is that tomorrow, the 29th, we are headed into our second Mercury retrograde of 2026. So go look at your chart, see what house Cancer is in. For Gemini risings, it is our second house of resources, assets, and money. And but go check. That's the part of your chart that is being activated. And what do I mean by activated? So, here, Freud's angels, we do not fear astrology. We do not bring fear into Mercury retrogrades like some people do. Is Mercury going to have this shenanigans? Yep. We know that. How many times have you been through a Mercury retrograde where we have said, make extra time for travel, make sure you reread your text, your emails, making sure it's going to the right person and not your boss when you're complaining about your boss.
Right.
And and just know that communications, electronics are all going to be challenged, right? All of them are going to be challenged. However, when you think of Cancer, when you think of what's happening, one of the things I was telling my students yesterday was we are all on a precipice of massive change. We are all on a precipice of this state of, in different ways, we are preparing. With students in my class, we've been preparing since April, May. It's a 15-week class. Trust me, I have no idea when we started, but we have been journeying through the energy that this course is taking us through, right? And so, but I believe for the collective, we are all on this precipice of something different. We are the Fool, right? The Fool can take his journey many times in the tarot, right? Yes. The Fool is going to go through its journey like 100 times in life, right? You're going to have new
anytime we start something new.
Yes. It's totally going to just take you that way. And so we are the Fool. We are on the edge of that cliff. And the work we have done, I would say in the past 6 to 7 months, the foundational building we have done in our own separate ways, in our own unique ways, is what is going to carry us through this next journey. The realizations, the understandings, the ownership of our energy, the ownership of what we believe, what we want, how we want our lives to be, all the things we've done, no matter how minute and no matter how grand you've done them. That is going to be this foundation from this Mercury in Cancer. It is like, this is giving us like final edits of our foundational work that we're doing. This feels very much like Mercury's going to show you where some of the holes are in your foundation, what still needs work, what belief is still riding within you that is preventing this from being successful, what component, what tool, what lesson, what information do you need in order to make this solid in your foundation? And so when we go into this retrograde with that thought, be an observer. Be curious about what is coming. If you all of a sudden feel activated and you feel this activation of like, oh my God, this insecurity all of a sudden showed up about this. So that is telling you that there is some more foundational work in that feeling, in that vein of where the insecurity comes from, where the doubt comes from. What is showing up for you in these next 3 weeks is the indication of what you need to work on in order to make what is coming successful. Especially if your Uranus is in Gemini, especially if you're a Gemini man. I'm telling you what, we are getting the massive snow globe shakeup. We are.
Yeah, I mean, if I can't, I'm not going to survive retrograde if it's like the last 2 days. And I think that's probably why I got the warning. That was just like, hey, you should probably figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to feel that. Just like that in your body.
Yeah. But I will also say that retrograde is the energy we give it. Okay. Yes, It's frustrating. Sure. Delays are frustrating. Electronic issues are frustrating. All of those things are frustrating. Miscommunications, lack of communications. But let me tell you something. It's frustrating. I know. My fucking life is ruled by Mercury. Okay. But here's the thing. we all are ready for bigger and better things. We are all ready for this next moment, this next level of our life. I hate to use the word ascension. I hate it because it's used in such a way that is so gross to me. But
I still love it.
that's
It
fine.
still feels fun to me.
That's fine. I working in that industry, you tend to begin to be like, bleh, but it's not that I don't believe that it happens.
Yeah.
But I'm also very much like, okay, everybody wants to ascend, but nobody wants to do the work here on earth.
Yeah.
Because that's why they're not ascending. It's because they're not willing to do the work here.
It's
But
freaking uncomfortable.
anyways,
Yeah.
anyways,
No, I get it. I totally get it. They'd rather act ascended than be ascended because
yes,
you have to literally feel like you're on
yes,
fire. I mean, there's sorry, there's just no other way. And it's not because it's bad, but because when you think about like, I mean, even when with anything that you sterilize, what do we
Yeah.
do? We fucking burn the shit out of it, right?
Mhm.
Like to make it pure again. So
But we
that's
also
what I
have
think
to
about.
remember.
And you're right. Like our relationship to it works, however we create it. And as you were saying that, I was like, my relationship should change, right? Because that's all that's really being asked of me is to be like, okay, there's things that probably are going to change and shift, and your relationship to change and shift is what's going to make this either painful or just like kind of hard, like anything else. Like your workouts that you choose the workout. It's hard. While you're in the workout, you're going, Jesus, this is hard, but I want my abs, so I'm going to keep doing it. So yeah, I
Yes.
feel that. I feel that of being able to like go into it with that of saying like there's this could be uncomfortable because it is gonna have to be, right? Like when we're shedding things and we're changing things and it feels like even if we're feeling really good about where life is at, that can feel scary. But our
Yes.
viewpoint of it is always going to be how we experience it from a psychological standpoint, at least.
Yes. But we are being asked to secure our foundation, to secure, close the plane doors before we take off, man, because that turbulence is gnarly when we get up there. But I also and yes, but also remember it's like the purification, right? We think of the phoenix. Every time when you were talking about the fire, feeling on fire, yeah, but when we get too used to routines and things that we feel safe in, we don't expand. It's human nature, man. We need adversity in order to grow sometimes because we'd rather just stay happy in our gardens, in our homes, in our lives, and that's fine if you choose to. You don't always have to choose to grow, but there's a point in life where it becomes uncomfortable not to.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not telling anybody that doesn't want to take the journey or do the journey that they're wrong. No, you have free will and this is your life. But I'm telling you, those who are on the path, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say the last 6 to 7 months have been ground laying foundational work in order. All this gnarly astrology since 2025 has been like for something, right? All the shit that we have been through has to be for something.
It better be. Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't just because astrology likes to give us a hard time. It's showing us where our holes are, where our foundations is, where the parts of our foundations are weak, where we do not believe in ourselves, where we doubt ourselves, where we have insecurities. They're being exposed in order to gain the attention from you, in order to do the work, to heal it, to step into it, to lean towards it and say, I feel really insecure in this moment. Is it easy? No, but that's why you have your favorite therapists, your favorite healers, your favorite coaches, whomever you use. And that's how we grow. That's how we become a more evolved society, is we do the work. However, tomorrow we also have a moon in Capricorn. And if you think about Capricorn is your 5-year plan, right? It is your, yes, like this is like the structure, the business structure, the all the details, all the things that need to be done, the 5-step plans, the whatever plans. And so look at where Capricorn is in your chart again. Like just check it out because that's where the moon is happening. But this is happening during Leo season. Leo is very nostalgic. Leo is very Cancer season. Cancer is very nostalgic. Cancer is very like emotional. But this moon in Capricorn is asking us, okay, so you've done all the meditating, you've done all the thing, and you've manifested all the stuff. What work have you done? What have you done with your energy? What have you created? What have you started? What action have you taken in this journey? Because yes, we love manifesting and we love to be like the neutral party in the situation, but life is about co-creating. Okay.
Yeah.
This is not just I'm getting what I want, totally possible, but you must at some point participate in this process, because you can't have a life of your choosing if you're not energetically in the process, right?
Well, intentionally, right? Because
Yeah.
we're always manifesting. We're just unconsciously manifesting and then going, why
Yeah.
is my life like this? Like, well, because you believe your life
Exactly.
should be like that. That's why your
Yeah.
life is like that. Like, so the intention part, right? Like, and that's what I
Yes.
like when you said Capricorn, I I don't bristle like, oh no, but I think of the Capricorns I know in my life and I'm like, gosh, they're so much more organized than me. Like really, like they're just so they see it. I'm like, I don't see the vision. I just flail and figure it out. Like that's just I mean, I try, but I feel like, yeah, I am feeling what you're saying of being like, yeah, okay. But it
So
is it's more just like, well, what do you intend? Because you can direct toward, right? Like it's not direct period. It's direct toward, and that's our movement, right? Like you have to take inspired action. You can't just not take inspired action, because when you don't, you're giving the new signal that you don't want that. And so therefore the door starts to close.
yes. And the thing of it is too is that having this in the beginning of a retrograde is really, I think, going to stretch us into, okay, we've done all this work, we've had all these manifestations, because I can't tell you how amazingly manifested this whole freaking move was for me. But now that we've done it, what are we doing on the other end of this?
Mhm.
What are we doing? And what do we, and we don't even have to define what we want to do. We don't have to do the Uber Capricorn thing and define everything. We can say, and this is part of me, like I question myself, what do you want now that you're here? What do you want to do? Where do you want your work to take you? And
Mhm.
so I step into this space of, yeah, I would love to write more. I don't know what that means and how that looks. I want to do
Right.
more writing. I want to do more connecting with people. I want to connect with people more, whether it's through my classes, whether it's in person. I want to see the path in front of me. I also want to evolve in my understanding of the energies that are existing. I'm in Sedona. I am in the UFO like mecca, because I'm in the Southwest. This is where
Mhm.
all the aliens come, apparently. So, it's true. I mean, you have like
Yeah.
Area 51. You have
Yeah.
like, all, Rosdale. You have all the places here, and so, I want to also expand my knowledge and understanding of the universe, of what is here. But because I want to be curious. I'm a Gemini. My brain needs to be like, oh,
Oh yeah.
that's interesting. I need the rabbit hole. Like,
What
um,
is life without a rabbit hole? Are there people who don't do that? Oh
I don't
gosh.
know,
I don't
because I
understand.
couldn't.
Anyway, yeah.
So so it's just like, I don't need to have specifics. I don't need to have the 5-year plan, but I need to begin to direct the energy in ways that are like, I want to write. I do. I love writing. I love writing. My books are still like, I have one that's not even published because I haven't spent time with it, because I've been doing foundational work. Well, for the past, 11 years I've been doing foundational work, but I feel like I'm in a good place. I want to learn more. I want to grow my own work. I don't necessarily want to teach other people's work any longer. I
Mhm.
want to do my own work and to share that. I want to adapt things to what is needed, all those things. I have desires, but I also have this blank check of, hey, spirit, if there's something I am missing that I am not seeing that is possible, I'm also inviting that in too,
Yeah.
because my possibilities can only stretch as far as my brain knows the knowledge it has. And if
Right.
there's something that's way bigger than that, I'm here.
Right.
I'm here to
Bring
understand that.
open.
Yeah.
Open.
So I don't know what will happen, but I can say specifically of what is in my being. What do I feel? What do I want? And that's part of it. And so, however you work with Capricorn, however you feel about a Capricorn, wherever it is in your chart, I just encourage you to find that out. There was Mother Astrology this week, and I don't remember off the top of my head because I completely got lost in retrograde and moon energy. But just give yourself the grace of curiosity, man. Curiosity will see you through, man, because that's why Geminis are kind of a little like, not, I wouldn't say the jack of all trades, but we have so many interests and so much knowledge because we are curious about life.
Absolutely.
We're curious about everything.
We want to touch everything.
Yeah. I want to know. I want to know. It's just how I am. It's who I am. So, but yeah, be curious. Think about how would you like your life to feel? What do you want to bring? That comes with the idea of, it doesn't have to be a business. You could be a person to be like, I want to, learn how to cook something, or I want to learn more about something, or I want this part of my life to get bigger. I want to have more of this in my life. I want to feel more at peace in my life. I want to feel more in tune with my life. Maybe it's just getting in tune with yourself. Maybe it's learning about yourself and finding compassion for yourself. It doesn't have to be business oriented. It can be just your life itself. So whatever it is your desires are, put it out there. Like, own it. Like, this is part of your energy of the co-creation of what's coming. And then let Mercury retrograde tell you where things are preventing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of a retrograde, is to find out what is happening and to give yourself a break for your energies to return to your body, to become present. We were talking about being present today. Both of us are like, I don't know, I'm in a different country or a different time zone.
I'm in different timelines. I know it. I feel it.
Yeah, I've been in July for the last week. I don't know why, but I've been writing 7 instead of 6. But allow yourself to come present, but also give yourself the gift of rest and nurture, because once it goes direct, we sometimes are slingshotted back into real life. And so when we can take that nap, take the nap, I'm just saying. But anyways,
if you've ever had a child, to do that.
Yes.
Take the nap. Don't do the laundry. Take the nap.
Yeah. Yes. Happy birthday to all of our Cancerians. We love you. I have a stepson that's a Cancer. Beautiful. I have many friends who are Cancers.
I'm currently obsessed with Justin Bieber, Cancer.
Yeah.
Celebrating him big right now.
Yeah, totally. Yes. So go check it out. Find out where it's in your chart. Find a couple of good astrologers. See how the energy lays out for both of them. Kind of figure it out for yourself, because you can. It's possible. But happy birthday, Ford's Angels, last week.
Yeah.
And welcome to season 7. And we hope you stick around for as long as we do. And we love you. And we're glad you're here. See you soon.
Love you. Thanks for listening.
We hope we gave you something to support your journey.
Check out our Facebook or Instagram page to connect with us.
Have a great week.